total, we're a full-service MEP, and we do some fire protection.
Nationally, we have 1.9 million square foot dedicated to manufacturing and fabrication. Our Texas location will be 850,000 square foot of that 1.9 million.
Southland bought Brant about 3 years ago, April. We've been in a transition period of taking two very large MEP contractors and bringing them together, and it's been a monumental task. Brant brings an element of service and electrical contracting, the IBW, we're signatories there, into that fold of that merger. There was some thoughtful decisions in that bringing these two companies together to make sure that the cultures were enough similar that there wasn't going to be a lot of churn or headbutting and loss of resources, because as you can imagine in this industry, the resources are the people, and making sure you're taking care of your people is very, very important.
With the chip market and AI specifically, there's no end in sight, but that end could be tomorrow, right? So that's kind of how the chip market fluctuates. But right now, the need for artificial intelligence and chip manufacturing in the United States is at an all-time high.
It's like all the data centers are in a big race right now, and in that race means go fast. To be able to fabricate, you have to model. So us hitting the model prepared in plenty of time for fabrication is killer for us.
A lot of the data center work that we're doing is usually larger duct work. It's different materials, so it's a unique opportunity to build it, shipping it, getting it there. It allows us a lot of prefabrication opportunities as well to see what we can do in the shop to benefit that job out in the field.
We've been able to leverage our design build capabilities with the engineering and VDC teams that we have throughout the country, and leverage that not only for design build, but even our lump sum jobs that we're hard bidding. Once we get a job targeted and on board, we're able to use that team to make sure it's constructible, what risks are there, and plan through that as a part of that VDC and engineering group.
VDC stands for Virtual Design Construction. We have a group of about 112 here in Texas, in the entire region. 85% of them are true mechanics that came from the field, licensed plumbers, all went through our local union schools, welders and sheet metal hands and master electricians. One thing that sets us aside is us covering an entire region. We can have a detail that's sitting right here in Dallas, and they can be working on a job in Houston or a job for our North Cal office. It's taking the design intent and making it constructible.
The company's invested quite a bit of money just to be able to give us that extra notch to be able to push these jobs.
I think last year we had over 1 million hours in our fab shops. Being able to bring all of that work into the shop, it is really important to have that design and standardization worked out much earlier in the process. We've got a lot of designers, a lot of engineers, and a lot of talent. We're probably over 6,000 employees right now.
The internship program is actually part of our strategic plan. Last year we talked about how we're going to meet our labor demands with our growth strategy, and we felt that the interns were a good way to have a funnel to get new engineers and project managers into our program. We can't hire enough to keep up with our growth, so the interns are a fundamental part of that growth strategy.
It showed me that I really enjoy the design build project manager side of it, so I like going to sites and visiting job sites and all that, so I kind of see myself doing that in the next 5 years.
I'm really into the architect part of the buildings, and it's just like the mechanical side, engineer side, and the electrical side. It's like the heart of all that construction.
Southland has been a kind of perfect adventure for me. At first, I felt like I had no idea what I was doing, and I was going in completely blind to this huge project that I thought I couldn't even have any impact on, and pretty quickly I realized that I could have a huge impact on it. I am now actually designing modules for these huge data centers myself, figuring out pipe sizing, figuring out exactly what we can fit in these huge storage modules that we're now having to ship out. Just recently I came up with essentially the entire design philosophy for how we're going to size these modular components.
It's just been great to work with all these kind people and super helpful people and all that.
Setting up the project to launching and speaking to the vendors, learning how to communicate with every single part of the construction process, and it's just been a really great experience so far.
It was cool to get to see my work kind of displayed out in the public for the first time. I'd done a ton of research at Baylor, and it was cool to see some of the back-end stuff, but now I'm getting to see the front-end work as well.
The plan is we bring them in, we try them out for 10 weeks, they try us out for 10 weeks, and when they graduate, then they will have an offer from us and come right back and work for Southland.
Southland is huge into the hands-on feel of an internship. You don't want to just be sitting behind a desk all day. At Southland, what we've done so far is actually see our work in action. What I'm doing actually matters. So if you want to do something that's a little bit more hands-on and you're a little bit more willing to get your hands dirty, this is definitely the place to be.
To see people come in and see our shop and realize that we build stuff from raw materials, we're not buying stuff off the shelf. These are all craftsmen. They love what they do. They're pushing this duck out of here every day. And they like to see teams come in here too because they get to see what these guys have been doing their whole lives. It's one of the few trades left. I'm in the SMACNA books constantly. If you look in my office, I still have a lot of SMACNA books in there. I'm on the website constantly. I talk to a lot of guys at SMACNA. They're my go-to source. I was just on the phone with somebody earlier trying to help one of our other locations design a ductwork system.
What I would say about Southland and SMACNA, we've got a really good relationship with, we're a signatory. We've had to work well with a lot of the contractors and partner up even with some contractors. But I'll tell you, a rising tide elevates all boats. That's always been something I've tried to do as I'm a part of the SMACNA committees and board, is telling them, hey, we're here to work with you and not against you. We're all partners in this. And so I think that we can help each other out as companies within this industry because we want to keep that big piece of the pie to us and not let the non-signatories take pieces of the pie from us. And so we got to make sure that we keep our skill level up, our quality up, and our resources satisfied in bringing quality people in place.